Hello, welcome back. I wanted to give an account update for how progress has been moving on this new free-to-play account I started about 10 days ago. I'm new to getting in the habit of tracking my progress through video, so I apologize for the weird cadence there. But for anyone who didn't watch the first video, basically the idea behind this new account is I wonder if there's a third viable option for account building right from where you start. I would say the two viable options I see bandied about right now that we know work are rushing towards a galactic legend, usually Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, or building out a solid foundation, and then once you have a group of really good teams to help you in all the different game modes, but most specifically Grand Arena, moving into a galactic legend after that. So getting the low hanging fruit teams like Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, Commander Luke Skywalker, which take resources to farm up, but are pretty easily attainable when compared to something like Galactic Legend. So the idea here is what if we start from day one, planning on our first two big unlocks being the Profundity and then the Executor. So pretty much everything we're doing either directly funnels in towards that or supplements and strengthens us where I think this account will probably start to falter a little bit. So the first team that I'm farming up right now, Imperial Troopers. Not quite there yet. General Veers, as Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is wont to do, was at 48 to 50 shards. I just got the day refreshed, got 0 shards today. So I think maybe tomorrow we'll unlock him. But just moving forward here, these farms that you do on hard nodes like Dark Trooper, Range Trooper, Veers, Piet, just take a long time. If you have an account already, you know that grind. So Gideon has moved the fastest, undoubtedly. That's just because I transitioned to farming his Cantina node exclusively. I'm not farming him using his normal mode at all. So you'll see I could spend some energy here and get him up to the next star if I wanted to. But I think there's better uses for our resources. So Gideon, moving along. And then the Rogue One squad is going to be my light side team that I'm going to try and do as much content with prior to level 85. And they'll also be a team where pretty much everyone here is going to get relicked for the Profundity journey. So Admiral Radis, decelerated farm, going to take a little while. Jyn Erso is also taking me a little while. I'm not getting guild activity currency at the rate that I think I want to be getting it. But also, this account isn't even level 50, so I don't know why a guild would want me in it yet. So I can't really blame anybody that I'm not really getting a steady income here. So she's going to come along the slowest for everyone that I'm farming through a shop. K2SO is my Galactic War currency farm. Even though I don't really have a coherent team yet, I've had Galactic War unlocked for maybe 5-6 days, and I've been able to fully clear it every day, which has surprised me. So I've been getting a lot of that currency in, which is really helpful. Rebel Fighters is the next team. Kyle Katarn I'll have just because he is the login gift this month. So that's really helpful. And then Biggs, I was using Galactic War currency to farm him a little bit too. But I backed off on that. I don't think he has as much utility right now as he would need to have in order for me to really focus him. But he was my Cantina farm before I was able to farm Moff Gideon. And then Mon Mothma became farmable recently. She's coming along. Cara Dune will become farmable really recently or really soon for me. I'm not sure if there's room yet to start farming her because it's really, the third squad that I'd be worrying about if I was trying to farm someone here. So things are progressing right now in this portion of the game. I will say the gear changes that dropped a month or two ago, where you get double drops, have really helped out. It hasn't really been that difficult for me to get these 6 characters up to basically the highest gear level I can before I start being gated by their level. I imagine I'll start hitting more roadblocks with that soon. Some of this gear isn't farmable yet that I'm missing on a character like Gideon. So shows up in the shop sometimes, but right now I can't farm any of it to try and get ahead of that. So that's a bottleneck I anticipate approaching soon. that's pretty much all there is to say right now. It's still really early days. I did want to go over a couple of the changes I made to my plan for the early game while there's still time to kind of audible over. Um, Pretty much everything at the top stays the same. We are going to start farming Beskar Mando kind of piecemeal because we'll eventually need him for the Razor Crest and then the Executor event. It's also just a good ship. It shouldn't be that hard to plug and play until we get the Executor. Queel, I'm pretty close to having the ability to farm him. Should happen probably within a day or so. He's going to be my first farm because he's also sharing a node with a ship. And I want to start all ship farms I can as soon as I can because those take a very long time to finish. So the sooner you start, the sooner you're finished. That's not really a change. Here, just added in all the bounty hunters that I'm going to either get through Beskar Mando that are executor requirements, or that you get through executor requirements, basically. If you're farming the Houndstooth, you get Jango Fett. I included Cad Bane in here as sort of a pseudo requirement. Xanadu Blood is very good with executor, so I want to have a good Cad Bane, even if he's not called out specifically. Probably the biggest change is I got rid of Vandor Chewie, and the Dash team is no longer Dash lead. We need Dash for the Profundity. We're going to need Beskar Mando for the Executor. And so I was trying to think, what is the fewest amount of resources I could throw into this team to make it viable in Grand Arena? And I think this is probably it. Dengar could be another one of those bounty hunters that we're going to have to get up to high gear and even relics for that Executor journey. But basically, I think this will be the home for a couple of the characters that we might not otherwise get use out of. Dash is also the login character this month, which is why I have some shards here. And that's pretty much the update. I expect things to start moving in a more noticeable way soon. I'm probably maybe a week or two away from actually unlocking ships and fleet battles. But for the time being, I'm just sort of hunkering down. Hera has some stars on her because she was my first Cantina farm before Biggs became farmable. This is kind of a weird farming guide in that you don't have a cohesive team to start off in those early days that you're playing. And I think that that's a shortcoming. If you're a brand new player to this game, I can totally imagine looking at this list and feeling like you have no idea why I'm making the choices I am. And I'm just saying words that don't really mean anything to you yet. But if you are building up an alt account for fun and just trying to see what works, I think this is a really interesting strategy. It hasn't taken shape yet, but I've had a lot of fun building it up. I would also mention that the web store, where you get a free pack every day, has made a big difference as well. I remember when I was first building up my accounts, and this is probably, I can't show it here because I'm not high enough level to upgrade abilities, but getting ability upgrade materials started as a bottleneck and didn't really stop for my main account for a long time. But with this web store pack, I mean, obviously this can disappear really quickly, but you're getting a really good amount every day. In addition, this month the shards happen to be Imperial Troopers, so we're getting decent shards, extra energy. That's really made a difference. And I think if you're a free-to-play player and you just want a little bit of a boost, linking your account to the EA web store. If you just Google Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes web store, EA's website will have it. You link your account. It is just the same as the store you see in the regular game, but on the web. So it has all these offers. And then it will have a free thing every day. And that's made a big difference for me in this early account. So I'd recommend it. So that's pretty much the update. Early days. I think we'll have a usable Imperial Troopers team very soon here. I mean, tomorrow, once Veers' node refreshes, I can slot in Snowtrooper In Galactic War, I've been using Darth Vader. He's really good. So I can imagine holding back on the Snowtrooper even a little bit more and just sort of slotting in my 5th Empire character that, because I've had a lot of extra ability material and I'm trying to go far in Galactic War, and with those gear changes, I've kept some of these secondary characters that I won't need to gear up for a very long time competitive, just so I can slot them in and get a little bit of extra use out of them. So that's where the account stands right now. Hoping that it starts transforming into something a little bit more cohesive within the next week or so. But it's been fun, and I really appreciate everyone who watched the first video. Hope you all have a wonderful day.